All right, so hey friends, I'm staying up late. I'm watching documentaries and learning about history and shit like that. I will go to sleep soon. I will. But this is it's just too fucked. I was thinking about like just posting this on Facebook or something. Every time I try to post something, like it just people just comment on the wrong thing. They nobody gets it. So this is it's this documentary about part of it's like colonization and Spanish missions in what became L.A. and so this is in the context of like modern day descendants of indigenous people looking at artifacts of colonization and stuff. So they're at this mission and they're looking at like the words on the welcome message on the mission wall. And I wish I could have captured my first reaction to this because that would have been a great reaction video. But this is one of the like it's definite. This is when pedophiles write. This is exactly like when somebody when I don't know, when somebody opens up a school just to rape people. This is exactly the type of writing they use on the wall, just because it's so incomprehensible. Like the just it's check it out. So
Says visitors, the spirit of 1771 welcomes you behind this arch, the beginning of California's modern civilization. All right. Is written in massive walls and rude.
so it's like this fucking thing makes no sense. Welcome to the whatever beginning of California's modernization is written in massive walls and rudimentary through genial factories. Inside you will breathe an atmosphere of many years, their inspiring psalmody of the church, fragrant and comforting. They sort of miss. There's like part of it here where it just drops into making absolutely zero sense, and there's a word missing, but it starts off with it. It just fucking it makes no sense whatsoever. It's like English written to it's like if really yeah if you were a Catholic child rapist back in the day and you wanted to just have something on the entrance that would like be, I don't know, intimidating to some young person, they'd be like, wow, it's writing. To anybody who'd actually speak English at the time, like this is not like, oh, it's just old timey English. This is brain cancer in written form. This is like in the world of gaming, we call this kind of thing cancer. Like because it's like, don't make me figure out what stupid bullshit you mean because I will get cancer by trying to figure it out. Which is when you're gaming, and somebody is just being vague or they're saying something stupid and you're like, just don't make me try to figure out whether you're being serious or saying something useful or saying this or saying that or talking to me or talking to somebody else. You're just being annoying by not using good communication, right? So when communication is so totally crappy, us gamers call that cancer. And this is linguistic cancer, totally. And it's the type of thing that you write if you do not give a shit who's reading it or about them, or you're a crazy, insane, religious freak child rapist, and you actually think you're writing something. And I mean, okay, why should I give a shit about this? Because this is they gave a huge shit about this, and they made California, and this is part of our like our weird history. It's not just part of like California history. It's part of North American history and colonial history. This is the type of like the type of people who would put, and I'm talking about like pedophilia and child rape as this common denominator among them, but I think about being back in England at the time and thinking if I was English or being back in Spain at the time, if I was Spanish, as who the type of person I would probably be at the time, I'd probably be like, wow, this is a pretty sketchy, weird conquest thing that my country is doing on my behalf, and I can't even imagine the type of losers among my countrymen that want to go out there and teach at this mission. Because they're probably either fucked in the head or child rapists and fucked in the head. But one way or the other, they would be the type of people who would write weird crap like this. So this, we haven't even gotten all the way through it, but of course I'm just gonna keep ranting. But I'll play through it and let. I just love the way that these people try to read through this and make sense of it, because it's still. I'll just.
It says, visitors, the spirit of 1771 welcomes you behind this arch, the beginning of California's modern civilization. All right. Is written in massive walls and rudimentary through genial factories.
Should I get a reaction?
Genial factories?
Okay. Okay.
You will breathe an atmosphere of many years. Fragrant and comforting, with virtue and heroism of the friars and the missionaries who brought the blessing of Christianity to pagan Indians and to us.
Like I think there's some, she's trying to like tie the sentence together a bit. I think it's like a little more disjointed than the way that we're hearing it, because there's already, like, I noticed there's a couple, there's like a half sentence missing from the, from what she's trying to read off. But that's because it made no sense and is missing a word, and it's just stupid fucking Catholic gobbledygook. It's just gobbledygook. And you can get it from all sorts of different religions, but holy shit, are white people ever good at saying it to indigenous people back in the day. You find some white people and you find some red people, and the white people are going to be like, and then the indigenous people are going to be like, dude, there are so many of them and they make zero sense and they hate the earth. What the fuck are we gonna do? Like, that must have been, as hideously scary as things are for us now, with our like existential threats of, no more life on Earth ever for any more generations. Like, not just like, oh, things are gonna be hot. No, there's not gonna be a thing on Earth, human activity, like within our lives. Not, the future. No, it's like us. That's fucked enough, but, I mean, the people who, like, the first red people who understood English well enough to recognize that writing on the walls as pedophile gobbledygook. They had it fucking seriously rough. I can't believe it. I can't believe, but this kind of, like, this weird bit of writing, really, it's such a perfect little, it's so nonsensical, and it's so just literally just makes no sense. It just shows no respect for the reader at all, and that is just such a cute little representation of the story of colonization. I can't believe anybody carved this into something back in the day. Like, some Catholics who are probably just like, oh man, I already have such a huge boner for all these sexy little children. This is gonna be, we have carte blanche, we can just rape them, and then rape them more, and then like rape them more, and then continue to rape them over and over and over again. It's just this big celebration of like tons and tons and tons of child rape all over the continent. A whole, just a massive literal Catholic orgasm. And the the trappings of this are, I'm probably you know when it comes to like mass child rape, I don't really think it's unforgivable to get hyperbolic about it, but as soon as they started into this, the first time I watched this, okay, an hour ago, I immediately thought, it's exactly the type of writing that pedophiles do, or would do. I'm like, yeah. The abusive adults I've known, they've all said stuff like this that makes no sense. There's a part of them that is just all about speaking in tongues. So I don't think it's just a historical, a weird, funny little historical thing. I think like crazy, sex obsessed, child raping religious weirdos have a weird thing about the way that they write as well. But also, holy fuck, these Catholic weirdos were such assholes.